guys, so in this full stack development series, today's session we are going to build this type of website. This is known as static website, and I will give some things and some notes to, I give some points, you need to remember that, and we are going to build this website in today's video. So let's get started. And this background images and all things, all the resources to build this website will be given in the video's description. Make sure to check that description once. And you also need to practice it like me. If you can practice as much any times if possible, then you will get more practice. You will get practice and you will get more knowledge on how to handle the elements and the positioning of the elements. So let's get started. See, I already written the code, and this was the thing I already designed it. Okay, let's clear the code and everything. Let's do everything from scratch. Okay. Please, I won't remove this. I will give this template also in the video's description. This URL is, this statement is for importing the font families from the Google. So you should not remove this. So I am not going to remove that. And all members know what is the structure of the HTML head section, and after head section you need to maintain the body. You need to write the body, and in body we will write everything. Okay, this is the area at we write whatever we need. So basically, if you are doing in any online sessions, if you are doing HTML and CSS in any online text editors, so you don't need to link the HTML with CSS, but here we are doing it with Visual Studio Code, so it is an offline service. So we need to link the HTML with CSS using the link tag. So the link tag should be placed in the head section. So you need to represent it like link, and here you need to mention the relation attribute saying that is a style sheet. So CSS is nothing but cascading style sheet. We need to mention the relationship for that, and here we need to say the relation type. So what is the type? So this is nothing but an MIME type, multimedia something. I am not getting that. So you need to mention that MIME type also here. So it is the text form, and that is of CSS format. So this is nothing but the MIME type. There will be so many MIME types. You will get to know when we are going through the series. And after that linking, you need to provide a href attribute saying, providing the file name. So in our case, the file name will be todo.css, and you need to close this. So here we are not having an opening tag and closing tag. We are only having this type of tag. So these type of elements are called void elements. Having only one tag, either opening or closing tag, are called void elements. We will use these void elements in later videos. You will get to know more about these void elements in later videos. So let's get started to the main design. So as you can see here, this is an background image. So in a web developer, by a web developer view, you need to decompose the parts of the website in order to design the website perfectly. So this is an heading, and this is an paragraph, and this is an subheading. This looks like an subheading. This is a task like to-do list. I need to read a book, like this is a task, and here this is a paragraph. That is an description like, okay. And here it is a start button in order to start the task, and here there is an do not skip introduction. That means if an app is opened for first time, you do not skip the introduction in order to use the app. So like that. So this is a background image, you can see. So on image we need to write the text. So this is known as background image. So if you want to write the message or headings below the image or above the image, then that will be an image element. So there is a difference between that image element and background image. You will get to know the difference between the background image and image element when you get through the series. Okay, let's get started. So here first thing is we need to write the to-do list heading. So before going to that, we need to know about the div. So what is meant for div? Div is nothing but a container. So that is also an element in HTML. So I will just Google it and I will show you. So div is nothing but it's a container like thing. So we are having many elements. Okay, so let me show you an example. See, this is a container. If you think this will be a container and this will be a container header, this will be the container main and this will be the container footer section. Overall, this header, main and footer is known as a container. So here in this case, this will be considered as a whole container, and here this will be an header and this will be the main section and this will be the footer section. So that is known as container. In container we wrap up the elements so that the elements can be applied. I mean, if you want to apply the text color as white, you can simply say there something text color white or color white like that. So you will get to know while I am writing the code for it. Okay, so let's take a container called, okay, let's take a container first, and here we are going to apply the styles using classes. So here we can apply styles in so many ways. I will tell those ways in later videos, but now I am taking the class at here, and in order to apply the styles you need to go to CSS and you need to write the class name prefix with b dot. So here dot represents a class and bg represents the class name. Here we are going to say that dot is an class, bg is an class, dot represents this is an class and bg represents the class name. And here you need to give that background image thing. So I am going to use this background image property. See, here you need to install the HTML and CSS extensions so that you will get the predictions like me. So, and you need to provide the background image as URL. So I am going to paste the link that I gave in the description. So this is the background image URL. Copy this and paste it here. Okay, background image, save this and let me run the file. What will happen? Okay, see here we got nothing to do with, because we didn't place any elements here. So we are going to place some elements here. H1 to-do list, we are going to use this. Okay, to-do list, we are going to keep the main heading as H1. Okay, save this. Okay, here we got this thing like to-do list. I think yes, it's hidden because the background color is black, so that we cannot see that. So let me use another class called heading or header. So here in order to apply any styles for an element, you need to use class here. Just accept the thing that I said right now. In order to apply the styles, you need to apply a class attribute into the HTML element into an HTML element, and in order to apply the style and rules, you need to use this thing like dot and followed with the header class name. So here dot represents the class, this is a class, and header represents the class name. And here in order to change the font size, you need to apply the property called color white. Okay, this will gives the font color as white, and let me see this. Okay, here we got this thing, and here you can see that the background image is not occupying full size of the screen. As you can see here, only this part of the thing is we can I mean this part of the background image we can observe in the website. So in order to achieve it, there are some properties for the background image. So there are the properties for uh, image, like height. We can fix height as pixels or viewport height. So viewport height is nothing but your computer screen. So my computer screen is nothing but 1920 by 1080p resolution with 22.4 inches or 24 inches. I don't think so. I don't really remember that. So this is a 24-inch screen, let us assume. So you need to use your viewport height. So let me take 100 VH and width. Okay, let me leave the width as usual. Okay, and reload it. As you can see now, the height will be 100 VH. I mean the viewport height will be, I mean the background image will be occupied as a viewport height, but you can see the images are repeated and replicated till the background size, I mean the background height will be achieved to 100 VH. Why this happens? Because HTML image is only consist of some resolution. If you try to place the resolution, I mean if you try to outperform the resolution, then you can see this type of behavior. See here the width is over, I mean the width is given as over limit, I think so. So in order to fix the limit, you need to use this. Okay, background size cover. So we are having the background size property, and to that you need to use cover, background size cover, and the property that means the background size property and the value is cover. Let me see this. So you can see that background size is cover. So when we do that, the background size is fitted and the width has been fitted, so that we don't get any repetitions now. But here you can see that the background image is perfectly fitted into the website. So what we need to do now? So here the width is not perfectly given as we gave background size to cover. So here we need to set the width also to, let us take a 50 VW. So VW means viewport width, VH means viewport height. So okay, let me refresh this. So here again the repetition has turned on. So I think again width has been given externally, I mean extra. Okay, let me reduce the viewport width. See here now we can see that the viewport width. So you need to remove somewhat. Okay, let me reduce the viewport height also to 80 VH. Okay, remove up to, okay, 60 VH. Let me say this as 50 VH. So again we can see that the repetition of the image by width. So okay, let me remove the width also, or reduce the width also to 10 VW. Okay, 20 VW. Okay, 20 VW, 60 VH, 50 VH. Okay. Okay, so viewport width is not working. So we need to mention this as pixels. Let me use this pixels thing. Okay, like 200 pixels. Let me use this 200 pixels concept. So the width is not supported. So I mean the enough width is not given. So we are going to double the width, and let me see what we are getting. So we are getting again the repetition. So we need to cut the width at between 300 and, okay, see now we got this thing correctly. So, and in order to adjust the height, we are going to achieve the design perfectly. And here in order to write this, in order to get the output like this, you need to perform some operations like height and width. So in height we are going to having that viewport height. So viewport height is nothing but an height of your monitor or the current screen that you are using. And width also we can give width as viewport width or 350 pixels like that. So if you are having less width, the screen of less width, the width will be the image will be completely occupy that page. So here I am having a large monitor, so that I reduced the width to 350 pixels in order to achieve the design as close as possible. So here 60 VH and 350 pixels of height and width respectively are achieved if we use these properties and values as pairs. Okay. So next, what is the thing? You need to use the paragraph thing. You need to put the paragraph there, and for paragraph you need to say this P. So P is nothing but a paragraph element. So in between this closing and ending tag, you need to write the content. Each day I will accomplish one thing on my to-do list. Okay. Each day I will accomplish one thing on my to-do list. Okay, let's refresh the page. You can see the background size, background color and our paragraph color has been overlapped, and we can't see it. So in order to apply the CSS, you need to use the class attribute, and in class attribute we need to provide a class name. And here, after providing those things in HTML, you need to come to CSS, and here you need to use the rule set. So rule set is nothing but this thing. This line number 2 from line number 6 is known as rule set, and here you need to write a rule set for the para. So let me say that color equal to white. Okay, what the hell is happening? Color white. Okay, I didn't save this. Wait a minute. See, now we got the design exactly, and here you can see that the to-do list is in the center of the image, but not at here, but not at our website. In order to centerize the heading, you need to use the text align property. So text align. So we need to apply the text align property in the header class. Okay, where is the header? Here is the header, and here we are having one property called text align. So in order to center the text, you need to use the center property and save this. Once again, refresh it. See here, we got the to-do list heading as the to the center. So okay, we got this, and here after that you need to put as a heading like that one. Okay, we are going to use this paragraph element and use this read a book. Okay. So in order to again we need to change the color. We are going to use this para 1. So my personal opinion is, don't use the same class names to all the elements. So if you are having many common things for the elements, then you can use it. But here we are having we do not want to centerize or something like that. Okay, let me see this what we will get. Okay, here we are having same properties, so that I did that. So okay, read a book, but here we are having the bold text, but here we don't have the bold text. So in order to bold the text, we are having a property called font style. Okay, I am copying it and naming it as para 1. So font weight, I am going to increase the font weight to bold. Okay, let me refresh it. Here you can see that the read a book is turned into a bold. So in order to do that, you need to use a property called font weight, and to that property you need to give the value as bold. So up to now we achieved this much of design, and here we need to get this paragraph. Okay, I think it seemed to be difficult that I need to type. So I am going to apply the para, because we need to get the text as white color, text color as white color. Okay, I don't think that the human race will survive. Human race will survive the next 1,000 years. Okay, you need to type this all bloody shit. Okay, I am going to skip that in order to reduce the length of the video. See, here we are having the thing called button. So in order to put a button in an HTML, we are having a button element called with button tag. So in order, so we are going to do that. Okay, refresh the page. You can see here that the button is created, but in this case we are having some styling, like the button is to the center and the text color in the inside the button is with white color, and the background color will be an orange, like that. Okay, let me achieve this design. Okay, in order to centerize a button, you cannot use the you cannot use the text align property directly. So let me show you. Okay, dot button. Okay, let me use this thing, and if you refresh the page, the button won't get center here, because the button won't get center. There is a different type of positioning a button that will be covered in later videos. So for now, in order to centerize a button, you need to put that button in a separate container element. In a separate container element. And you need to centerize that container, and you need to center that container so that the button will be centered. I think you got this, because the button alone itself won't get centerized until or unless you keep that button in a separate container. So that you need to keep that button in a separate container in order to centerize. And if you refresh now, you can see that the button is in center now. So in order to center a button, you need to use you need to wrap up this button element in a separate container, and if you center that container, then that button will be also aligned to center. So now we need to use some styling to the button. We need to apply some styling. So background color will be orange, and again that text that color will be white. And here you need to increase some height and width. So okay, I am going to increase some height and width. Height to 30 pixels, width to, let's say, 90 pixels. See, now the button got created successfully. So and here we are having one more thing, that is our don't skip introduction paragraph. Okay, in order to do that, here we are having another paragraph element. We need to keep another paragraph element and type don't skip introduction here. And here we are having an underline in the for the text. So in order to achieve that, we need to use one property called text decoration, and here the para is the class name, and text decoration underline. And in order to change the color of the text, we need to use white color, this property. And in order to center this text, we do not need any container for that. Okay, everything got underlined. Okay, I think there is an para element. See, here there is another class name called para. So here you need to use para 2. So if you do this small type of mistakes, in order to know where the mistake has been done, and in order to centerize this text itself alone, it can move by directly saying that text align center, but only the button can't move alone itself, because the button positioning will be done in a different way. See, this is how we achieved this design. I'm not going to say some basics from scratch. I mean, this is from scratch. I'm not going to say basics separately. I'm going to take a static website and I will build the website. In that building process, I will say the properties and I will cover everything that we are going to cover, like basics are from scratch. I mean, if you want to know the basics, then you can Google it. But if you want to know in these videos, you can't get it. You just you just observe and accept the things that I am going to say. You just observe and accept. So one fine day you will get know everything, and I will say the things, some basics to you. So that will be arranged in this mid of this series. So that's all for today videos, guys. So if you like the video and content, please do like and subscribe and share it to your friends.